myself, probably more so than anyone else.
It's all upstairs. If I believe I can do it, I'm gonna do it.
There is nobody on the floor I would rather beat than the two of them. I will sell my soul to not lose to them.
25.3, me, Dallin, and Jason are all going head to head to head.
I've never done an open announcement. I'm not trying to start 0-1.
I live in Jason Hopper's head rent free.
I would say that Dallin and James pushed me more than anybody else.
But James, you've only ever beaten me once.
We could all stand on top of the podium this year. It's very likely.
I'm gonna do everything that I can to make sure I win.
Welcome back to Get With The Programming. I'm Chase Ingram.
I'm Captain America.
And along with me is Bill Grundler.
Wolverine.
And this is Chase's WOD of Shame.
Shame. Shame.
Yep.
Shame.
I was going to ask you if you had some music for this.
Shame.
All right. Everybody buckle up. Buckle up. Thank you, Sean. That intro is sick. I'm so glad we had that made for the show.
Man, I tell you what, it is just so fun to, like, I can't help but smile when I'm watching those guys talk.
Yeah.
Because you can literally, like, they're allowed to say whatever they want, and you can literally get the personality of each of them from this, like, one or two phrases that they say.
Mm-hmm.
And it is awesome.
That's so great. I can't wait.
So awesome. Yeah.
I can't wait for Thursday. What is today? Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Yep. WOD of Shame Day. Welcome, everyone. I will be, Bill and I will be going through my wonderful 25.2 effort. I say the word effort loosely.
Hey, were you nervous? Were you nervous?
Yeah, I was very nervous.
I mean, we knew that the lunges in the last workout was, you were nervous about that. We saw you wobbling all over the place. So when you saw those thrusters, what was your, like, when you heard the workout where you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, I was bummed. And I was not bummed because, like, oh, I don't like this workout. When they announced it, I was like, damn, this is a good open workout.
Yeah, it's a great one.
And it's bummed from like a ego standpoint a little bit because I know I'm not going to be anywhere near I was in 22. But like what I was doing in 22 is a different universe of training and mentality, and and then here, or 22.3, I guess that's what I mean. And then the part where I was nervous is that I hate when things hurt because they're just out of my control. I mean, I guess I can control like what happens. I like really do feel like the knee can be fixed. Like this is a temporary thing, even though it's been almost 2 years now, and
Totally
I don't
temporary.
really take good care of myself.
Totally temporary. It'll get better.
I'm still
It's
positive.
been 3 decades. It's fine though. It's
If
totally
I just keep, fighting it instead of fixing it, it'll go away.
Okay, so were you freaked out? Like this was your guess.
Yeah.
Were you guessing it and going like, God, I really hope it's not this one?
100% I was hoping it wasn't going to be this one.
Oh shit, that's funny.
Because the way, so on top of, if you guys watched the 25.1 video and Bill's talking about the lunges, if you guys look at my first couple of rounds of lunges, you can visibly see how much they hurt to do.
Yeah.
And in the process of that, I totally like pulled my left groin because it was the left foot forward that hurt the knee the most because it put that knee in a really big shear, right? With my right knee going to the ground.
Yeah.
So I would put all of my weight on my left. And that ended up, so the way I was feeling coming into this, yeah, I was nervous because I didn't know if I was going to make something worse. It just hurt to squat in general. So I was curious how it was going to go.
Did you have workouts in between the open workout and then this one?
I did. Nothing squat related, but yeah, it was more just like recovery workouts.
Yeah.
And so now,
isn't it funny? Remember when it used to be 5 weeks and people would actually get less fit by the end of the 5th week because they wouldn't be doing any workout? They'd be
right
themselves and they'd be tapered every single week. So by the end of the totally deconditioned.
Right. They're like, oh, how am I supposed to get ready for a 4 day competition now that I've been doing 2 workouts a week. For 5 weeks? So yeah, there was nerves there. I wasn't sure how my knee was going to hold up. I wasn't sure how my like groin is going to hold up on the other side. And I mean, being almost 20 pounds heavier than I was in 22, like gymnastics weren't going to be great. But as always, like I'm just excited to be in the open. I'm excited to be a part of it. And when I was doing this, so I did this on Friday. So this was Friday morning at 5:30 in the morning, and I am just barely. My quads are just barely recovering from that.
That's funny.
Today, like if I extend my right, like if I'm sitting in my chair and I extend my right knee, it like pops and it hurts. It doesn't, and I was like, "That's new." Oh, so. But hey, we'll go through it. I will say, as I watched Tyler and John, they posted their video.
Yeah.
It was like, ooh, what'd they get? But I saw the video was only like 10 and a half minutes long. I was like, damn it. Now I got to sit here and watch them, watch how they destroyed me. I will say it comes down to the wire. But it's something cool. Something cool happened. So this is all positive, but yeah. So here's my WOD of Shame. I don't want to get the volume too high because I don't want to get docked. How do I turn the volume down on this? I don't think anybody can hear that.
That was a very aggressive turnaround.
Yeah, you guys can see how the intentfulness that I'm taking into this. We talked yesterday. It's like I am going to make sure all of these reps.
Yeah, like what the heck? You're starting off with chest to bar.
Oh, bro, I told you. I wasn't joking. I was like, I got as close to chest to bar as I could without actually touching my chest, just to make sure my chin get over the bar. And in my hubris, I was like, I could still do 21. Should not have done that. Oh, okay. Where's the volume on this thing? Oh, there it is. I'll turn it down a little bit so we don't get striked. And then on the double unders, I think I did this round unbroken.
How'd your knees feel on the jumps?
The knee fine, the hip groin not as much,
Uh,
right? Because that bound and extension
yeah.
didn't feel super good, and I definitely felt it a bit more on the chest bars because I would get a bigger like reach back for my butterfly.
Yeah.
So this was like I was like, all right.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Test them out.
Yeah. And so what you can see, like if you want some signs like how the knee feels, so it's my right knee that's the problem. But if you see like any like wiggles or if my feet move, I'm moving around where it hurts.
I can totally see that.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Well, and I can see how you're adjusting coming out too. Like you're really trying to make it be a hip squat. Like you're coming out, like you're going, like you can tell your elbows come down, your back actually flattens out a little bit as you come up. So it's all hips and less knee.
Yep.
And then coming up.
Yeah. And so I think I did 12-9.
Oh, the Mertens walk around.
Yes, except way slower and much more broken up. And I wasn't done.
Did you have a plan going into it, and then did you stick to the plan, or were you having to go to plan B, plan C?
So the plan was, I don't think I looked at my time beforehand, so I wasn't really sure. I knew I actually didn't do well in this back in 22, though.
Yeah.
Like just for some reason, I think I was one and done with this, and I did not perform nearly as well as I was capable of. So I already knew my time wasn't great, and I didn't know where I was. And if you want to know how hard I'm working, I'm changing my own weights. I was like, don't worry, I'll slow down here. So the game plan originally was, okay, 21 pull-ups. I feel like I'm still okay with that. Hindsight, breaking it up probably would have helped longer term. 12-9 on the thrusters with the walk around the rig. And then here I was like, all right, change my weights and rest entirely too much. And I believe it's 10-8 is what I wanted to do here, which, again, hindsight again is I don't think I needed to do that. So you see how high my heels are coming up?
Yeah.
That is something I don't normally do. when I butterfly, I usually reach back more. I don't reach back with my heels. I reach back, I say hamstrings.
Got it.
So I put more tension on my hip.
Right.
I'm like opening my hip more. Well, when you pull your heels back, like this is exactly how you should not do butterfly pull-ups. Anybody watching? And you remember that old Chris Spieler video where he's like, do that reverse bicycle thing and like totally screwed up everybody's butterfly pull-ups forever? So see how I'm pulling my heels up, guys?
Yeah, you're trying to use the weight of your feet for momentum rather than the pike of your hips for your momentum.
And part of that is actually because if I
your
keep
hip.
my knee soft, no, it's my knee.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So if I keep my knee soft and not bent, right?
Yeah.
That tension on my knee hurts on the hips. It's weird.
It's so crazy how you can adjust the weirdest little movements like that on the fly.
Right.
You know?
So I went 10-8 on the pull-ups. I think it took like a 10-second break.
My strategy was I was breaking up the thrusters. I broke up all the thrusters into 3 parts. Except for the
I
last
probably should have done that. I mean, if you guys watch how much. Now, here's where I was the most nervous because 115, I think I did 1 rep in warm-up, and it did not feel good.
Oh, man.
And as the weight gets heavier, it hurts more.
Yeah.
But I was like, all right, just make sure you get below parallel, good lockouts. And this one is the game plan was 7-6-5.
Yeah.
Right, always one less. Break it up in sets of 3 instead of 6-6-6, 7-6-5.
Got a nice little rebound at the bottom.
Yeah,
Did that the rebound doesn't hurt? Like when does it hurt? At what point? Like
Right
coming up through the middle?
right above and below parallel.
But once you hit bottom, it doesn't hurt.
No, I'm fine in the bottom,
Crazy.
but what I have to pass through the middle. So the middle is where it hurts. So the middle is where I lose. The problem is like when I engage, say like glutes and hamstrings.
Yeah.
In the middle, it hurts. So I turn them, like I move my knees, and I lose all that tension.
Yeah. You just basically
Right,
try to
so-
airdrop and bounce through it, huh?
Right. So I can't really squat with glutes and hamstrings like I want to.
Yeah.
And so that's why it blows up my quads so much, because I'm almost getting to my toes to get away from that sharp pain in the middle. I think that was 7-6. I'm smiling because I realize what is about to happen. So I think I have one more set of 5. And I mean, I was not in a huge hurry. I will say is this set of 5 was really not fun to do. I mean, I haven't done thrusters since the Open last year. I've done one workout that has thrusters in it since the Open last year, and it was with 95 pounds. I haven't thrustered a 135-pound bar since 24.3. So Miriam in the yellow shorts, she used to be at my old gym, and now she goes to this gym. And she was cheering for me. And this is the point. It's like the 6 a.m. class is like back here getting warmed up for them to do 25-3. So I did it between the end of the 5 and before the 6. And I work out by myself. So I go to D-Town. They've got great open gym space. I just work out by myself. I program for myself. Jules, who's judging me, is my training partner. And so I was like, I had no plan for the bar muscle ups. I was like, I'm just going to go by feel. I think I did 5. I was like, I wonder if I could do 6-5-4, but then I got to 5. I was like, nope. Not doing that. So in my head, I was like, all right, I guess we're going to do 5-4-3-2-1.
Dang.
And
And the set.
yeah, in sitting that, like getting in that position hurts. And that's how tired I am that I don't care that it hurts my knees. I'll sit down. So now by this time I'm looking at the clock and I'm like, there's no way I'm finishing this workout. Like at this moment in time at the 8-minute mark, I'm like, I got 9 bar muscle ups to go and thrusters that I didn't even do 15 thrusters last year in 24.3. I did 11. And that was in 2 sets because they were 7s. right? They were like 5 rounds of 7.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
I only did 11 last year. So I think I did 4. So I did 5, 4. I was like, all right, if I do 3, I was like, well, then I could probably do another set of 3. So maybe I'll try to do 3 sets of 3. By this time, though, their class is done and everybody's quiet and there's people starting to come over. And I'm like, God dang it.
Oh, that's the place you hate to be, dude.
I was like, don't come over
circling you
here.
up.
Oh, you see
Come on,
that?
Chase,
Let me
you
run that
can
back.
do
Let me
it.
run that.
Come
Watch
on.
this. Watch this. So here's how tired my legs are. My legs are so tired already that I can't jump up to the pull-up bar anymore to get a good grip. Watch this. Oh. I was like, all right, because you got to get a high grip on the
Yeah.
bar. And I was like, nope.
Oh, geez.
Here we go. I'm going to double swing. Oh. Yeah, 3. So I should have 3 more. I had 3 minutes left. I want no part of it. And then people are starting to chirp towards me. They're like, come on. I was like, no. Like, I'm not.
I'm waiting for you to wave them
Yeah.
off.
I'm like, please. This is already
Jules
going
telling him
bad.
to leave?
We're already past the 9-minute mark, guys. This is not going to be great. And so this is like, all right, I'm gonna try to do 3. I don't want to do 2. I don't want to have a crappy hop up again. So I'll make sure I'll get this last one. So I got my 15. And then obviously I have the double under. So I take my grips off. What, 30 double unders left?
Yeah.
You can start. You hear that?
Shut up, people.
And I don't go to class with these people. Obviously, I missed my first rep. So automatically, I'm like, son of a gun, I am not finishing this workout. And I had no idea how 135 was going to be. So now I have like 2 minutes left. And
Were you that's that part where like you're happy that you still have time, but then you're pissed you still have time?
yeah.
The ego is like, you can do this. You got to get in there. And the knees are like, look, bro, we don't really want to play this game anymore.
Listen, we don't do this anymore. So I was like, maybe I can do 654.
Dude, this set of thrusters were so bad.
So bad. Can you hear this video?
Yeah.
There's 6, and I'm like, a minute left. I was like, there's no way I'm finishing this workout. Like, there's none. Absolutely none. Like, I've got 9 more thrusters to do. That was the hardest 6 thrusters I've ever done in my life.
It was this set was ridiculously painful.
So this one, I wanted to drop so bad.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I need to get 5. You can hear people screaming at me now. All right. Here, I 100% hands down, if I was working out by myself, I would have quit this workout. Not quit, I just would have got capped.
Yeah, totally.
And
Got
I
to
was
chalk.
like,
Got to get a sip of water. Got to do something. Time would have run out. Yeah.
So-
I get you.
by this time, I am dizzy. Everything hurts. I was like, just make sure you lock it out. And I got it right at the buzzer.
I'm dizzy.
And there's Miriam. And so here's the thing. Yes, that wasn't great. It's 3.5 minutes more slower than I did in 22. I think I was like an 8:10 or something like that. But I got this reminder last year, and here's why I love the Open, because this is a different Open experience for me. Like last year, I was just getting back into it. The first year, I did it with one arm, like in 23. This year, it's like, okay, you had time to get better, regardless of this, that, and the other. You had time to get better. I was way more consistent in my training. I feel better than I have in the last couple of years. But I also know for a fact that I actively avoid the fire. Like almost every time I work out. I think maybe 1 or 2 times in the last year since the Open, I've pushed myself in an open like feel.
Yeah.
Where it's like everything's burning and I don't want to keep going, but I do keep going because that was what I used to do when I, for whatever reason that drove me to train that hard and to compete that hard. And I just don't do that anymore. Like when I feel the heat, I just turn the stove down. Like that's where I've been for the last year. And that is manifesting clearly into how I feel during these open workouts.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like burpees and dumbbell clean and jerks, like regardless of how the lunges felt, like that's nothing. That's just pain cave stuff. And I just don't train there. I train, I get tired, I work hard. And I get to a place where I'm just like, okay, that was tough, but I don't go open hard, like real true intensity hard. And this is a perfect example of it. But the coolest part, the thing I love the most and was a great reminder of, which is why I love the Open, is that I don't push myself as hard alone. I push myself hard. I can push myself as hard as I can if I want to, but it's not as easy to do or fun to do when it's by yourself. In this setting, in the affiliate with a group class there and people cheering for you, that was the only reason I finished this workout.
Yeah.
It was the only one. And it was a great reminder of how important it is to have your affiliate community, people there who want the best for you. If you don't get in the mix of that a lot, you forget how powerful that really is and how vital it is to things like this. So that was a really cool experience. So I didn't care how slow I went. I probably would have cared more a couple years ago, but it doesn't bother me now. It's good to be able to do it. I mean, last year I would have got capped for sure if this was last year.
I think it's cool that you feel that, because it's always nice. I mean, we've been in this game a long time. We've had the affiliates. We have the affiliates. We know what it does. But sometimes when you are outside of it like that, you just you forget what that is. You forget the magic and the magnetism that can have to pull you into places that you would never be able to pull yourself.
Yeah.
So that is really, really cool. I think what was cool for me on this particular workout was the conversations that I had or was in with people that have been involved in this space for a long time. The conversation that you and JR had, the stuff that Hiller was putting up in the locker room just between us, like we were all talking about like, okay, how did everyone do? And it's like, well, I'm this much less, I'm that much less, I'm this many minutes slower, this amount of time slower, so I'm that much less fit. And Hiller made a point where he said, I was 20% slower than what I got in 2022. He's like, I probably work out 20% less than what I did in 2022.
Yeah.
And I was like, that part right there is exactly true. And what I like about the Open, you can work out all the time. You can work out every day. You can do any of these events on your own at any time.
Yeah.
But it's the one time where whether you want to or not, you get to line it up and be like, okay, with all of the justifications of why I did or why I didn't do my workouts this year, or what events I had that came up this year, and all of the things that came up, I either mentally talked myself into what I think I'm able to do, but this is really what I could do.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I was a minute slower, just under a minute slower than what I got when I did it. JR was talking about like, so is it over now? Is it like, is that it? And I was like,
30
hey,
seconds
what
slower,
are you doing,
it's
man?
over. I was like, God, you're good.
Yeah, it's like, you're fine. But I think getting to the how dedicated are you, or where is your emphasis, or what is your why? You can't expect to be better if you don't train to be better.
Oh yeah.
Like if we're just, I mean, dude, when we trained the way we trained, we were trained to get to the games.
Right.
that was why we trained the way we did and how we would push. And if that's not out there in the front, then it's all of the other reasons. And I mean, I don't be like, oh, I do it for my kids. Okay, whatever. I mean, whatever. Yes, but you don't.
Yeah, whatever motivates you.
You don't think that when you're dying.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
I was like, man, I wish my son was here to cheer me on.
Right. There's no way.
Now, part of it was like, don't quit, because then you can't tell your son not to.
Okay,
that was in the back of my head.
Those for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is very. I think what it does is it puts the mirror up to people, and that's what I love about it. I mean, even me. Like I know exactly where I stand for me,
and I know why I'm standing where I am. And
I can't be pissed off about it.
Nope. I'm not mad.
I could have made it better.
Yeah. I'm 26% less fit than I was in 22. Which honestly, numbers wise, I do not work out 26% less than I did in 22. I might work out 60% less than I do in 2022.
Yeah.
Like 2022, I was working out 5 times a week religiously for 2 to 3 hours each time.
Oh, wow. I haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah. So, okay.
Yeah.
And I sucked at this workout in 22.3. I saw my time. I was like, damn, I didn't know I did that bad. And then I look at my time now. I was like, damn, that's a far cry from what it was. But here's the great positive is like, I know why. And I see why, and I am getting the perfect mirror held up to that reason in the Open, which is why we say the Open is so great, gang. That's why you do RX if you can even muster a couple of reps. I'm not doing the Open to get a good workout. I'm doing the Open to test myself.
Exactly.
And nobody likes to do it because the answers to the test rarely in this world are the answers that you really wanted. It's the answer you've been avoiding and trying to lie to yourself. Oh, it's not, I'm not as bad. It's like, nope, I'm way worse than I was like pretending to be. But with one more week to go, I'm even more inspired and excited to try to improve. I feel like my performance here was better than 25.1. I'm excited to see what 25.3 is going to be. And if I get my goal is, can I get a level 9, which I was 70 spots of last week?
Dude, you were 70 spots.
And I don't know if this helped. But I'm 88%, right? Top 88% is where level 9 starts. I was 87, out by 70. We'll find out tomorrow when we do Inside the Leaderboard. We'll find out all those numbers again. I'm curious to see where I'm at. But if I can make the level 9, if I can make the Pro Community Cup, I have 12 weeks to get it together. And man, it would be so fun to get to the Community Cup for 3 workouts in 1 week and have just like a better performance than what I had in the Open. And I know exactly what I need to work on. Yeah. I'm getting the answers to the test as we speak for 3 weeks. And then it's up to me.
Yep.
And the thing I already see is like, I need to go to a place like I did. And look, I know it was 11 minutes and 48 seconds. I didn't like go to that place, but it sure as shit felt like I did. Right? I didn't go to that place sub 5, right? But trust me, those last 4, that was the place. I was there. Time-wise, not on the clock. Relative intensity-wise, I was there. Yeah. If I do that once a week and I drop 10 pounds, like gymnastics are going to feel awesome. We'll see like where my fitness level and intensity is. Like that's the whole cool part about this 12-week break between the Open and Community Cup. So
yep.
I'm excited. That was fun. Thank you guys for watching.
Good job, dude. Way to go.
There it is. Chase's WOD of Shame. We'll be back next week with 25.3. The announcement will be on Thursday, and we'll be back with Inside the Leaderboard tomorrow. So stay tuned for that time. I'll talk about some times.
Okay.
Because we're gonna go out of town.
Oh dang.
Yeah. So I know you gotta go, but just my wife on a whim. She's not a like fly by the edge of her seat. If you guys haven't picked up any clues on that, and I talked about it. She's like very regimented. She's like, let's just go rent a place up in Oklahoma for 3 days with the kids. I was like, absolutely.
That's rad.
Just like in the middle of nowhere, trees, cabin. They've got like a cool game room. So we're just going to take a random trip. So
that'll be cool.
It's going to be sick. So thank you guys for joining us. Appreciate it. We'll see you all tomorrow.